One day I got in the bus, and at the same time that I got on, there was another older woman that got on the bus. She went down and she had shopping bags with her, and she sat down in her seat, and she sat her shopping bags beside her in the seat, which was the only seat free on the bus. So I kind of walked over to her and I gave her a little bit of a look like, oh, can I sit there? And she looked up at me and said, oh, sure, you're a wee young thing. And I was left then to stand the rest of the bus journey, and this kind of, I guess it kind of reinforced my worries of what I thought people would think of me if I asked them for a seat in the bus, and you know, they may think of me and or look at me and think that, you know, you're a wee young thing, you'll be grand. My name is Anna. I'm 22 years old. I have Myasthenia Gravis. Myasthenia Gravis is an autoimmune condition that affects how signals sent from my central nervous system are picked up from my muscles.
So what do you think is like your most prominent symptoms out of all your conditions?
I'd say my double vision and my muscle weakness. The blood clots is pretty well managed with the warfarin. I haven't had anything issues with that, but it would definitely be double vision and just like the general muscle weakness and fatigue. The symptom that I find the hardest to cope with my MG is the double vision. And like day to day, if I'm out crossing the roads, I look up to the left across the road to make sure it's clear, and I'm seeing two of everything, all the cars, all the people, the road, I'm seeing two of it on top of each other, and not too clear images on top of each other, like an overlap. So it can be really disorientating, and to be honest, it's just really scary when that happens, because you don't know if you're safe or not.
So like, how does your day differ from another 22-year-old's normal day?
Oh, well, I would say when I'm going to college, I have to get up like way earlier, so I have time for, if my double vision's always worse in the mornings, time for it to go back to normal. I have time to drink about 2-3 cups of coffee, so I have the energy to walk to college or to get to the bus. And yeah, like even like travelling places and all, like on the bus, if the bus is full of people, I can't get on the bus because I can't stand, I can't hold on to the things, or else my muscles will be wrecked the next day. I think the double vision as well, it would be a big differ. I can't see anything, everything's so scary. It's all double. And then as well with the double vision, sometimes the pain around my eyes, so when you're looking you get the pain, and yeah, that would differ, I think. And I don't know what else. I suppose I have to take medication for the warfarin. I have to take tablets every day, but yeah.
I swear. Say goodbye to your demons.
So you find it more affects like new relationships, like
Yeah.
people, because like, why is it like ignorance, or is it just like a pain to explain, or do people kind of not want to hear about it, or?
I think it's more myself not wanting to be like known as like someone who's sick, so like trying to be not be someone with a diagnosis or whatever. And then I think it's all myself. I don't think people would actually have an issue if I tell them that I'm sick.
Yeah.
But it's like I just don't think it's a very fun thing to tell people. Like, yeah, I get sick, I can't see, and I stay in bed sometimes for a week at a time.
Yeah.
Want to be best friends?
How do you feel like your life would be different if your disability was visible? Like if you're in like a wheelchair, or you had some sort of aid that made it so I would just look at you and straight away know what is wrong with you.
Oh, I think it would be so much better. Like, I don't know if I'd say it would have its pros and cons. Like, there is things good about having an invisible disability, and then the bad things. Like I can pretend to people I don't have a condition some days when I'm feeling grand, and you know, that's all good. But if it was visible, like I feel like people would just be so much more helpful to you.
Yeah.
And you know, if you couldn't get a seat in the bus, if I was in like a wheelchair, if I had a crutch or something, like people would be more welcome to offer me a seat. And even with the double vision, like walking in the street, you can bump into people, you see things the wrong way, and like people aren't like rude about it or whatever. But if there was like some visible thing, actually sometimes I wear an eye patch if I have double vision. With it, then people were so much nicer about sorting me out. I remember going into a cafe with it, and like somebody like changing the chairs for me so I could get in properly. You're like, I'm actually like this all the time, but you just can't see.
Yeah.
I like sometimes would, you know, you'd see people sitting in the disabled seat of the bus, and or like there was a photo recently going around of some train that was like triple booked or something, and there was people standing, and like I was looking at the photo and there was this young guy sitting down, and then there was mum standing breastfeeding, standing up, and like I looked at the photo and was like, I can't believe that guy's sitting down, and then it was like, yeah, but he might need that seat technically more than she does. Like, you just never know. It's just about that, like, have a wee second, like, a second thought to think of, like, be the devil's advocate for yourself.
So Anna P, what's the moral?
I'd say the moral is just to be a bit nicer to people, be a bit kinder, and just remember that all disabilities aren't visible, and it's not a wheelchair. Disability is not just a wheelchair.